Hey, welcome back to my channel, His Love, Her Home, where this mom talks love, learning, and truth when it comes to homeschool and motherhood. Guys, this mama is a little bit under the weather, which is why I have some tea while I'm talking to you so I can sip so I don't sound like a horse, guys. So, guys, excuse me. So let's jump right in. Let me put this down so we can talk about homeschool and how it's going in my homeschool. We started August 29th and we are currently on our first break after 6 weeks. We are doing the 6 week on, 1 week off. We did have school on Monday and the kids had a little bit of work today because of their outside classes, but that being told, we are still off. So let's talk about how it's going. I'll talk about my fourth grader first. My son is in a group that follows classical conversations, and when we first started this group, it was a little rough. It's a little hard. Some things are still rough and hard. He has presentations every week, and those are going good. He likes to research and write his little thing. He either has to draw or make something. That is going fine. The memory work through songs is going good. Some of them are a little heavy, but it is what it is. He likes them, and he's actually memorizing them, so I'm not mad at that. Right now, he's reading Charlotte's Web, and he's using the Not Consumed reading journal. If you have not seen that in my previous videos, I can try to link it up here for you. He's liking this book, no complaints. So through classical conversations, he was supposed to read The King's Shadow. The book was way over his head and not at his reading level, so we did not read that. I chose to not do that. As the weeks went along, I realized that him being placed in a group with older kids, the group is basically from 8 to 12 or something like that, is doing harder work in the afternoons. In the morning, it is for his age level. One thing that I did buy was 180 days of spelling, words, and study. Last year, he was doing spelling and it was working and it was great. This year, he's doing the work in the book and he took the test and he's getting them wrong. So for me, that means this book is not working. So we have stopped doing this for right now. Basically, what his spelling looks like right now is just writing the word and drawing pictures about it. And then we do other fun stuff with the words during the week. We're not going to use the book anymore when it comes to his spelling words. And we're going to see if that helps him improve. So that is 180 days of spelling, which I'm basically just using for the spelling list. Even though I was already giving the spelling list and I really didn't have to buy this book. Yeah, we're having a hard time with is this medieval history-based writing lessons. Why is he having a hard time? Because he's in 4th grade and this is a 6th to 8th grade book. That's why. So, not complaining. What I did was just shift the book. Instead of him writing 2 and 3 and 4 paragraphs, he is just focusing on the first paragraph while still yet learning the IEW way of learning. That is what I'm doing. He's learning the vocabulary. He's not having any problem learning the vocabulary, so we are following along with that. But as far as the writing assignments, he's only doing a paragraph. And by the end of the year, if he writes a whole 3 paragraph off of his keyword outline, I'll be happy for that. But right now, because writing is not a strength and we're just trying to get him, I'm just trying to get him to get used to writing a lot, which he doesn't really like to do at the present time. So yeah, this is how we're doing with IEW, and me not realizing this was booked for 6th grade. I honestly would have bought something else and still tried to follow along, even though everybody else is using this book. The other thing he's doing is Grammar for the Well-Trained Mind. As I have said in my other videos, I love this. We are sticking with this. It is even teaching me as I'm teaching him. So I give this a thumbs up. This is going really well in our homeschool. As far as anything else for my 4th grader, in his math, you see, he's already flying through. He's probably going to be done this book by the end of December. And then he'll probably go into the division book for Math UC. Math UC is really working great for all of my kids. Caleb in the 7th grade, he is where he needs to be. He's probably going to be done the fractions and moving into decimals and percents by next year. Joshua doesn't really have to move anywhere in pre-algebra, so we're really taking it slow. And honestly, if he wants to go faster than that and move into algebra in January, he is welcome to do that, because they can do or go as fast as slow as they want, right? It's the great thing about homeschool. So math is going good for us. For writing, the style and structure for my 7th and 8th grader, we started this. It was working. We had to drop it. Not because it was hard, not because we couldn't do it. We are going to start this back in our 7th week. We are going to incorporate it now, only doing it on Fridays. We are going to incorporate more time to doing it once a week versus trying to do it multiple times a week. That was not working for us. So we are presently going to try to do it for 1 hour on Fridays and see how that works for us, because the videos are kind of lengthy. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do now. And all in all this, guys, with my homeschool schedule, I have not put out a homeschool schedule video yet, because our schedule has kind of been all over the place. It's been rough. It's been bumpy. It's been a lot of things. Excuse me 1 second. One thing that I am working on, which I will share with you in the upcoming months, is getting the house to a place where our mornings are peaceful, where we have our schedule down, where we are in a good rhythm. And I can't wait to share that with you guys as I'm working over here to get my own house in a good pace, in a good order. But as we have walked into this new season of homeschool groups, it is new for us, so we have to work out and figure it all out until we get it right. So walking into our 7th week, we are, I have changed around our schedule a little bit, and we are going to see how that works. Once I feel like I have gotten a good schedule, I will share that with you guys. It will be a regular schedule that looks like 9 to 5, or, you know, of what they have to do during the day, and in the hopes of that giving us a better rhythm, and my hope of them becoming more responsible. The next thing I can share for their geography, reading journal and spelling. They are starting their reading journal in our 7th week. We haven't started that yet. Their geography 50 state study, they are working through that well, so that is working for us. That is done independently. Sometimes I read aloud when we do it, sometimes I do not. Honestly, if you guys want to see, this is the back of their thing. This shows what their schedule, their first schedule kind of look like, if you want to see it. So I just use an Excel sheet and I just go in and write down what they need to do. Yeah, and that is what it looks like. So we are fixing this, though, at the present time. The other thing they had in here was spelling. We have not started spelling because in their literature class, they are getting tons of vocabulary, and they also have another vocabulary book. So spelling for me is something right now that I feel like I'm doing, but I might kind of push off and do something in the summer. I'm not so sure yet, but I might do that. Yeah. Fix-it grammar. This is working for us. For my 7th and 8th grader, I feel like this is kind of a review for them, which in doing this, we do this once a week, and we do all 4 days at one time. You're just picking all the stuff. So basically, I write the sentence on the dry erase board, and they tell me what as they're filling it out, and then they either write it in print or cursive. One of the sentences I write in cursive so they can recopy it in cursive, and that is how they get in cursive practice for the week also. Not using it all the time, but just something that's not another book. So this is definitely working for us. It just got thrown in right after our family time. On Tuesdays, we jump right in and get it done while my fourth grader is reading independently. So that is working for us. So the other thing that we're doing is Kingdom Quest, and this is going really well for us. You can do 1 to 2 topics in a week, but honestly, if you started in, like I started this in September and we'll be done by the end of December. So it's not that long. You can take longer if you like. You can add stuff. There is in here, they had to make a prayer jar, which we will be doing later on in the school year when we do our gratitude jar. We're going to kind of make one jar for the whole school year because it's going to keep changing throughout the whole school year. I feel like all homeschool projects have a jar that you make. So why not make a universal jar where you can just use it for everything, right? Right. So that's Kingdom Quest. This is, if you saw my day in the life, this is Star, and it was talking about just stopping and thinking and making better choices. This is a yes, yes. 2 things that I wanted to show you that we're doing currently in geography and I'm loving, so I just wanted to share them with you. So for geography, we're reading If You Lived Here, Houses of the World. I really like this book. And I will try to list these 2 books that I'm going to share with you down below. So if you want to check them out, you can. But basically, it gives you a nice layout of a house, what it looks like, location, date, facts about it, what type of house, what it's made out of. This is something just really cool if you're doing a geography. If you just want to throw some geography in and you don't need a curriculum, I do like this book. So we are reading that. We're actually almost done. The next thing is geography that we'll be reading. And I just wanted to share it because this book is so nice and so beautiful. And this mama is so tired and not feeling well. But here we go, guys. Great Rivers of the World. It just talks about all the rivers of the world. And after we use this and read through this beautiful book, we are going to do some mapping. You may already know that the Nile is the longest and the Amazon is the biggest, but have you heard the history and the legends of the world's most magnificent rivers? What happens on the bank of these great rivers? What makes them so important for the people and animals living there? Why is it crucial we keep them clean and look after them? This large format book contains 18 legendary rivers from all 5 continents and lots of fascinating, fun to spot details in and on the banks of the rivers. I actually bought this from Amazon and I bought it already used. It looked really nice. So they did say it was nice. It has like a little rip right here, but no need to pay full price, guys. Buy used. So guys, that is all I have for you today. If you don't want to miss more, make sure you hit that notification bell and this mama will check you out next time. Bye.